Good morning, everyone. Dean Howell here from GeoSpatial Connect, and it's Friday here in Adelaide, Friday the 13th to be precise. And Fridays are our business coaching webinars here on GeoSpatial Connect. So just as a quick recap, we do these webinars each day at 9 o'clock Adelaide time. So Mondays is our new member webinars, where we look at some new members who have joined the website and any new features that we've added to it, and then maybe even some tutorials about the website. Tuesdays is our services, so if you have a service you'd like to promote, just join us on GeoSpatial Connect and I'll be happy to promote them through the webinar, or you can give me a video and we can show that. Wednesdays are our job seeker coaching webinars. So we look at a whole range of issues for job seekers, resumes, interview coaching, where to find jobs, how to get network, those sorts of things. Thursdays are products and projects, where we promote new products and projects that have been listed on the website. And Fridays is our business coaching, and that's where we are today. So over the last few weeks, we've been using the book Think and Grow Rich by Nepoleon Hill. And the reason that we've been using this book is that business coaching, yes, we can talk about, KPIs and financial planning and marketing and all those sorts of things, and they are important for getting your business off the ground. But, one of the biggest thing about getting your business or your personal life or anything off the ground is actually the mindset that you can succeed. So we're using the book Think and Grow Rich to actually talk about various aspects of getting your mindset right for developing your business. And today we are looking at organised planning. So just bear with me for a few seconds and I will get our PowerPoint presentation going, and we will start our presentation on organised planning. So this is chapter 7 or step 6, depending on the book that you're reading, because there's been quite a few editions of it, but it's step 6 about organised planning. And so we're going to have a look at that. So I'm going to start the presentation. I'll swap the screens over. So just bear with me for a second while I move a couple of things around. I have dual screen, so that can be good, but it also sometimes makes it harder. Okay, so we start the slideshow and share the screen. Okay, so hopefully you're all seeing the PowerPoint presentation now. So for Think and Grow Rich, part 6 of our business coaching webinar series. So if you've got any questions at any point, then just type them into the chat or drop me an email at dean@geospatialconnect.com. All right, so let's get underway. So we're going to have firstly we'll have a quick recap on last week's webinar, and that was all about imagination. Now I just have a bit of a precursor. Now I'm assuming that you've read the chapter, and so my aim of these webinars isn't to necessarily go through everything that's in the chapter, but it's to highlight the points that we should be really emphasizing on. So read the chapter, download yourself a book. You can download it free off the net. You can even download the audio and listen to it, and that's what I do during my spare time. I've got it all on my phone, and so when I'm in the car I can listen to the various chapters as I go. All right, so let's recap what we did last week. So imagination. So we talked about the synthetic and the creative imagination and the differences there, and how we need to use them together. So that the synthetic is all those learned things that we've done in the past, and the creative is thinking outside the square, essentially. So we need to bring those together in our imagination and make them happen. It's quite ironic that my marketing business is actually called Imagine, Dream, Believe. Yeah, yeah. I know these business coaching is for GeoSpatial Connect, so I do that, but I also have a marketing business called Imagine, Dream, Believe. And so imagining things is actually, all about getting it in your mind. And if you can think about it, you can achieve it. Okay, so imagination is the missing ingredient in many a failure. So often people will forge forward going, yep, I can make money here, or I can be successful here, but they haven't really put the thought into, they haven't imagined what they can do when they get there, how they get there, and why they get there. All right, so you need to have that imagination, back it with purpose, take some definite action, be always looking for that next step forward. Okay, and to just quote from Napoleon Hill's book, the finest tool still needs a person who knows how to use it. So you can develop the greatest product, but if no one knows how to use it, or you haven't got the right plan in place, then it's actually not going to be useful. So all right, so let's get on to today's. All right, I forgot to change the heading there, but that should say that heading should say Organised Planning, so sorry about that. So your introduction to the electric secret of the mastermind, how you can find your own best field of work and become a leader and high money maker in an amazingly short period of time. And that's all what organised planning is all about, even though my heading says imagination, but imagination's part of that. It's actually getting the right people around you, getting the right knowledge, putting it in place, and organising that into a plan to move forward. I've seen so many examples of late of successful people who have tried to do things on their own, and I'm certainly have tried to do that sort of stuff myself. But you need the right people around you, because different people have different perspectives, they'll have different ideas, and you mold them together and you work together. So that's what organised planning. Get that secret of the mastermind together, and you'll know that once you've actually hit the nail on the head. You hear people say overnight success. Well, it's rare that people have overnight success. What might happen? What their success might happen in a short period of time, but they've actually had to build towards it. They've had some setbacks. They've had to go jump over hurdles. They've gone backwards and forwards, and and then when they finally get the right combination of imagination and desire and definiteness of purpose and planning all together, then the magic happens. All right, so let's look at how we build practical plans. It's the last chapter was all about imagination. So we can't just have imagination. We need to have all of those things together. So as I said, imagination, desire, your definite major purpose, why you're doing things, creating the team around you, and then put that all together, and then take those practical plans forward. So it's not just a hopeful plan. It's not just, what if we could do this? It's actually a practical plan of what you can do, with the people that you've got, with the resources that you've got, with the knowledge that you've got. So it's practical. All right. So the first point is to ally yourself with a group of people, and Napoleon Hill terms it the mastermind group, and that's a great term, because what you want is to surround yourself with people who can help you get to where you want to go, who complement your services, who complement your skills, your education, your knowledge. So you don't need to try and be everything. So have a good accountant, have a good lawyer, have a good business development person, have a good ideas person on your team, people that have similar interests, similar goals, who want to be successful. All right. Look for the advantages and benefits that you can offer those people, because it's not all about bringing them into your team. You know, why would someone want to join your team if you can't offer them something? And that may be a path to success. That might be that they haven't had the right vehicle in the past. What can you offer them? What skills, education, knowledge can you offer to your mastermind group? So look for those advantages and benefits that you offer, and then put those to your people you want to work with. Meet with your mastermind group regularly. Napoleon Hill suggests like twice a week, or even daily if you can. And in this day and age, you know, emails and webinars like this, you know, you can do that. You know, it doesn't need to be a long meeting, but you know, the longer between meetings, the more ideas will just float away. And so what you want to do is have those meetings regularly, emails, conversations, chats. You know, the internet just makes it so easy. Like this book was written in 1920 something, and you know, everything still reigns true today, but just the tools that we can use make it more efficient. So meet with your group regularly. You know, I have a number of people who have been working with me for the new GeoSpatial Connect website, and they're from different parts of the world. They've got different skills that I don't have. They've got different ways of looking at things, and we review each other's things. We look at things and we decide as a group. All right, so maintain harmony between yourself and every member of the group. A guy I work with, he with the fire service, he always talks about shift harmony and station harmony, and you know, it is actually true, because when there's disharmony, when you're not getting on with someone, it makes life hard for no reason really. You know, you make it hard on yourself. So look to maintain that harmony between yourself and the other members of the group. Yes, there's often going to be disagreements or conflicts or whatever, but don't just fob people off. You know, look to come up with solution. Look to find that middle ground. Look to understand both sides of it, and you know, that's what your mastermind group is there for, so people can bounce ideas off. Now, someone might not like what you're doing, but you know, the rest of the group might be aligned with you and think that it's a good idea, and so it's a matter of working with those people who don't agree to show them why it could work, or take on board what they're saying. You know, so look at that harmony, work together. All right, so a few things to keep in mind as we develop our plan, develop our mastermind group, move forward towards success, is that you're engaged in an undertaking of major importance to you. So what's important to you is not necessarily important to everyone else, but you know, when you bring your mastermind group together, is they need to understand why you're doing it. You need to understand why they're being involved. All right. So once everyone understands that, this is of importance to you. It's not just some hobby that you're doing on the side. It's actually something that you want to build your business. You want to make it successful. You want to be successful, and it's important to you. And that you need to understand that, and your mastermind group needs to understand that, and the people that you work with outside that group need to understand that. Use the experience, education, abilities, and imagination of those other minds. Don't try to do it all by yourself. Prime example of how that doesn't work properly. I've built a few businesses over the time, and yep, you can be successful on your own, but you get to a point where you just don't have the skills to go that next step. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the capital, or you don't have the means to take it to another level. I've built a number of companies, GIS Jobs Australia, and I got to a point where it was financially a burden for me. I enjoyed building the company, but I got to a point where it might sound strange, but we were successful to the point where it was actually making me unsuccessful. The company was going well, but the financial burden we couldn't sustain, and we needed to look for other options. And I looked at another option and we on-sold that business, so I could concentrate on other areas. I built Spatial Jobs as a dedicated jobs notice board for the industry, and we built that over a number of years, and that's still thriving today. And now our next venture in the geospatial industry is GeoSpatial Connect. So we want to take it one step further into having a business networking platform where industry professionals can connect, they can interact, they can put their articles up, they can create events, they can put jobs and be found. So that is our move forward. And in those previous businesses, I've tried to do a lot of stuff by myself, and now I realize that we really need to be building it with others. All right, so let's look at some leadership secrets that Nepoleon Hill puts through. And I'm not going to explain every one of these. I'll just make a quick comment about each one, otherwise we'll be here forever. So he lists 11 secrets of leadership. First one is to have unwavering courage. So you want to be courageous in your endeavors. You want to know that failures are just an obstacle in your way to be moving forward. You need to have self-control. You need to know why you're doing it. That's why we have a definiteness of plan, so we know why we're doing it. We look forward. We have a keen sense of justice. So you want to know what's right and wrong. So you don't want to be doing something that's wrong. Yes, there's plenty of examples of get rich quick and selling drugs and all those sorts of things, and they tend to be immoral and illegal and all those sorts of things. And at the end of the day, those people might have a good life for a short period. It's stressful, and it's a whole range of things. So do things that are right. Definiteness of decision. So make decisions, know why you're making them, and stick to those decisions. Definiteness of plans. Have your plan together, know why you're doing it, put those steps forward, and constantly looking at that plan, knowing why. The habit of doing more than paid for. So many people just expect, all right, I'm going to do this, and then you should pay me more. All right. Well, it's actually the other way around. The more service you provide, you should be actually endeavoring to provide more value than the fee that you pay. And the reason for that is then people will keep coming back. If you charge something for a service, and yeah, it might be a good service, but if it's overpriced, people in this day and age, people look for the economy of getting things done. Everyone wants something for free. Everyone wants something for nothing, But if you have a good service, people will pay for it, but don't overcharge for it, Go get in the habit of actually providing more value for your service. And then, as I said, people will continue to keep coming back. Have a pleasing personality. So always be happy and wanting to give advice, to give that hand. Sympathy and understanding, you need to understand why people are in there and take the time to listen to their issues. When you start to listen and understand, you'll be able to come up with solution, and you'll be able to go, well, we provide a service for that. In the geospatial industry, we've found that in the businesses that I've run, people are looking for a way to actually get a job and get their resumes done, but they just don't know how to do it. And so by listening to them, you find out what they need, and then you can provide a solution or offer the advice. So mastery of detail. Look at the details. I'm a cartographer, and so detail is one of those things. You want to look for the detail, because in those details, they're the things that will help you overcome those obstacles. You'll go, I didn't quite do that right. I need to just tweak this a little. So look at the detail and master it. All right. Willingness to assume full responsibility. Remember, you are responsible for your actions. All right. If it's your business, then you need to be responsible for the whole thing, not just go, all right, I've got a manager who does that, it's his problem. Take the responsibility, train people, encourage people, use sympathy and understanding, and understand your purpose of why you're doing things. And cooperation. I'm a big fan of cooperation as a small business. Collaboration and cooperation. People have their skills and their expertise. Use them, cooperate with them, collaborate with them, and you will be successful. So there, Nepoleon Hill's 11 secrets of leadership. That's not easy to say if you want to try and say it fast. All right. Now, on the flip side, it's good to know why or how you can be successful and what you need to master, but it's also good to know why people fail, because if you know why they fail, you can avoid or look out for those areas where you fail. So the inability to organize details, we talked about in the why leaders fail, and that the mastery of details. So if you don't look at the details, then all of a sudden things get on top of you and you fail. All right. The unwillingness to render humble service, talked about why people succeed is that they go that extra mile. They provide a greater value service. Now, if people go, all right, my service is worth $200 and I'm going to charge you $300 because I need to make some money, and they just expect you to be appreciative of that, well, then you're not going to have a sustaining business. Expectation of pay for what they know. Now, it's not what you know, it's actually how you use that knowledge. And too many people go, oh, I've got a degree in this, therefore you need to pay me this. Well, you actually need to prove yourself to an employer. You need to prove yourself to your business partners. You need to prove yourself before you expect that level of pay. Fear of competition from followers. So many people, you bring your mastermind group around and you're afraid to actually talk about your ideas, your dreams, your goals with other people in your group because you're afraid that they might steal your idea. Well, some people will steal your ideas and they're just unscrupulous people, and that's just a factor of life, and it probably happens more and more. But if you were in fear of of the competition from people who were looking up to you as a leader, then they're not going to follow you for very long, and you're not going to have that sustainable team behind you. All right. So don't fear that competition. Actually embrace the competition, because if they come up with some ideas and they hide it from you, then you're not going to last very long. But if they come up with an idea and they share it with you as a mastermind group, then you can build on that together. All right, lack of imagination. Last week we talked a lot about imagination. You need to have that imagination. So if you're not thinking about it, this whole book is about Think and Grow Rich. It's all about thinking, using your mind to imagine where you could be, what you want to be, where you want to go. All right. Remove selfishness from your so it's not all about you. It's about your definite major purpose should be about how you benefit your family, society, the industry that you're in. Intemperance, it's one of a lot of people just fall short. They're just want things to happen overnight. So, all right, disloyalty. Now, if you're trying to build a good team, you can't be disloyal to them. If you're disloyal to them, they're going to be disloyal to you. So, all right, build on that loyalty. All right, show that you're loyal to them and they will be loyal to you. Leaders fail because of the emphasis of the authority of leadership. Leaders who go, no, I'm the leader and you do it my way or no way, they're not going to last very long. So you want to actually get rid of that and work as a team. Yes, you might be the leader, but you want to work as a team and not sort of be putting people down because you're the leader. All right. And get rid of your title, yes, you might be the manager or the leader or whoever, but you are managing a team, and bring everyone together. Get rid of that title side of things. Stop labeling everything and work as a team. All right, the QQs formula. Now, this is a formula to see how you're going as a leader. All right, so it's got 3 parts to it, Q, Q, and S. Quality of service. All right, so what sort of quality of service are you providing in your business as a leader? You want quality and you want quantity. If you're providing a good quality of service, but you're only providing it to one person, then unless they're paying you a lot of money for that, then you're not going to go anywhere. But if you have quantity of service, but it's really rubbish, then no one's going to come back to you. So you need to have those both. You need quality and quantity. And the third point is the spirit of the service. So provide your service in the endeavor that it's helping people, that it's not, yes, you're going to make some money out of it, or you're earning a wage, or you're reaching a goal. But if that's the reason you're doing it, then once again, you're not going to be continued to be successful. You actually need to have the spirit of the service behind it, providing a good service, and you should be looking to provide the best value service you can. So quality, quantity, and spirit. Do a review of yourself, of your service, of your business, and are you meeting those 3 points? Quality, quantity, and spirit. Let me know. All right, so do we have any questions from anyone today? If you do, you can just jump onto the video, or you can just type them into the chat on any of the Organised Planning module. So has it been of interest to you today? We went into a lot of points, and there's a lot in that chapter. It's probably one of the bigger chapters in the book. You want to actually embrace it. Read it again. Read the book multiple times. I listen to each of the chapters multiple times, and you really want to understand it. And, you know, as I said, this book was written in the 1920s and it's still as relevant today, if not more so. All right, so let's keep moving if we don't have any questions from people who are watching live. All right, some points to pin down out of today's webinar. Form a mastermind group. All right, so look for those people who are like-minded, who are in this similar industry or can complement your team. Build that group, meet with them regularly, and use that to move forward. Choose people who inspire you, share mind power with you, reflect them, and magnify your own great faith. So you need to be on the same page. That's not to say that your mastermind group will always be the same. You know, you'll have people coming and going. People will go off on their own path. People will get busy. You know, you need to actually continue to revolve and continue to, you know, you might find that after a while that one of the people or some of the people don't mix well with your direction, or are constantly wanting to take you off in a different direction. Remember, at the end of the day, it's your goals that you want to try and achieve. All right, exploit those 11 secrets of successful leadership. Know them, understand them, and, you know, print them out, put them up on your wall, and as a leader, aspire to meet them all. Be mindful of why leaders fail. You know, a lot of those failure points are just the reverse of the success points. So endeavour to be successful and use those, remove those negatives from your plan, from the way that you manage, the way that you lead, the way that you build your business. Write a brief to open doors, you know. Look at the QQs formula, and, you know, that can be part of the vision, you know, that you can provide quality and quantity and spirit, and write a brief about what your business is, what you do and how you do it, and use that to promote it. All right, success requires no explanation and failure permits no alibis. It's a direct quote from Nepoleon Hill's book. And so take that on board. When you're successful, you don't need to explain why you're successful, because people will know the things that you've done. You've been open and transparent, and you've actually shown people how to do it. And failure permits no alibis. You know, have you ever heard all the time when people have a setback, have a failure, there's always an excuse behind it? Well, you know, don't make excuses. Learn from those and move forward. All right, so next week our chapter is all about decisions, and so we're going to really look at ramping it up, building on those decisions that we've made to date. And so read that chapter, read Organised Planning, read all of the chapters again, read Organised Planning, read the chapter on decision making, and we will talk about it next week, same time here. Now, if you want some personal coaching, visit my my website at deanhowe.info and join me for just $25 a month. I'm happy to, you know, personally coach you to building your business, whatever that happens to be. I'll coach you to get the job that you want. I'll coach you in whichever area you would like. All right, so just join me there. You get your own blog. You can then use it for your own business. You can build your own business around the blog. Yeah, $25 a month. All right, so thank you everyone for attending, and I look forward to speaking with you again in the near future. So have a great day and a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye for now.